Hello, friend. The roar echoes and danger lurks. Will the hunter survive? What awaits? Do you dare to follow this tense battle? As dawn broke, the hunter walked deep into the forest where wild boars often hid in the dense undergrowth. With years of experience, he knew that the opportunity to shoot came only in the blink of an eye. A herd of boars could scatter immediately after the first shot, requiring absolute precision. Hunters consider their weapon choice carefully. Lighter calibers have their own disadvantages, which require a high level of skill to compensate for. In such situations, they can get a few more follow-up shots with the R-15 before the herd disappears into the deep woods. Such a gun has a good shoulder grip, less vibration, is easy to handle in a concealed position, and has enough stopping power fast enough to seize the decisive moment. Adding to the mystery of hunting is the legal landscape. In some southern states like Texas, wild hog hunting is widely practiced on private land with few restrictions, while on public land there are still specific permit requirements and restrictions. That's why gun enthusiasts love hog hunting. Wild hogs are not bound by many hunting regulations, meaning you can hunt them with whatever you want. And what do the experts say about hunting wild boar on remote hilltops? It all comes down to the fact that wild boars have excellent hearing and smell, but poor eyesight. That's why stalking wild boars after spotting them from a road or remote hilltop is a popular method. Locating wild boars in open farmland requires a fair amount of time spent looking with a thermal scope. Check water sources frequented by the pigs early in the day and rice paddies in the late evening. They don't stay in one place for long, but with a favourable wind, you can cross open ground towards them within rifle range. The hardest thing every hunter has to overcome on a hunting trip is when a wild boar charges, leaving no room for composure but for reflexes. A 250+ pound male charges at nearly 30 miles per hour, enough to break a small tree trunk. The hunter doesn't run, he leans, pressed against the tree trunk, waiting for the moment the boar shows its chest. That encounter is a fine line between experience and instinct.
Un lampo che pari!
During the hunting season, thanks to his skills of dodging and choosing the right angle, he has brought down 17 adult wild boars and returned home safely. Every hunt has its reasons. Wild hogs were brought to America for display and sport, but humans misjudged their survival power. They tore through fences, overturned trash cans, and tore through gardens and park lawns. A herd of more than 30 once swarmed through a residential area in San Antonio, Texas, causing panic and car crashes. Hunting became the only way to control them, but greed and the thrill of hunting made things worse. with many people deliberately releasing hogs into new areas to have something to hunt. This war is not just against wild hogs, but a wake-up call about how out of control humans have become. We must stop the spread and indiscriminate hunting and learn to restore balance instead of just pulling the trigger. Wild hogs are more than just a nuisance, destroying more than $1 billion worth of crops each year, from cornfields to vegetable gardens. The invasive species can destroy acres of land overnight, costing farmers money on seeds, fertilizers, and even debt repayments. First, let's talk about how farmers catch these wild hogs. In Texas, we don't run after them with brooms, we use something called a corral. This is a big, sturdy steel cage about 30 feet wide. Farmers spread corn inside, waiting for the wild hogs to come at night. And then, bam, the door automatically closes, sometimes catching 50 at a time. Now technology helps too, with phone apps that can trigger the traps remotely. But don't worry, at our age, we don't need to understand all the tech stuff to know it works. You think catching the thing that destroys your home is a small victory? Do you have a moment when you feel like you've won that hard? Once the hogs are caught, farmers load them onto trucks, sometimes dozens at a time, and take them straight to the farm. But that's where things get interesting. When wild boars are brought to a farm, do you think they're raised like domestic pigs? No, folks. Raising wild boars in Texas is a tough job. First of all, the enclosures are very different. Wild boars like to dig, so they're kept outdoors, but with fences that are at least 5 feet high and buried deep enough that they can't dig through and escape. People check the fences every day to make sure they're working properly. The way of raising pigs is completely different because the feed is not the same as domestic pigs. Domestic pigs eat industrial feed to gain weight quickly, but wild boars are fed local corn, barley, or leftovers from the farmer's market. Because wild boars need to retain a firm, rich taste, they will not be overfed. They are raised more slowly, taking 6 to 8 months for the pigs to reach weight, not as quickly as domestic pigs, which only need a few months. In addition, the health of wild boars needs to be taken into account. Wild boars are omnivorous invasive species and can carry exotic bacteria such as brucellosis. Farmers need to work closely with veterinarians, conduct regular blood tests, and ensure that pigs are disease-free before processing. This is time-consuming work, but they do it to protect their farms and communities. This is where things get interesting, turning wild hogs into food. At Texas processing plants, these pigs, formerly garden ravagers, are cleaned and cut into tender ribs, sausages, and shoulder meat. The meat's rich flavour makes it appealing to plants that process hundreds of hogs each week, fueling a multi-million-dollar a year industry. It's really special to see meat on your dinner table. From crop-destroying hogs to heartwarming Texan meals, if you're planning on cooking invasive species, you want to make sure it's inspected. Wild hogs are still a big problem, with over 6 million of them and growing rapidly. But Texas farmers are showing that they can turn adversity into opportunity. If you find this interesting, tell your friends. Want to see more Texas farms? Hit the follow button to see more about invasive species. Thanks for watching, and next time you eat ribs, think about the farmers who made it happen.
Do you know why monkeys attract human attention? The strong reproductive behavior of monkeys leads to population explosions. They have high reproductive rates and short reproductive cycles. The mating season occurs from June to October, with infants born about 6 months after pregnancy. Each litter usually consists of 1 to 2 offspring. This rapid increase in their numbers makes them difficult to control by local governments. Their dietary habits can also have negative impacts on the environment. They may consume human leftovers, such as bread and fruits from passers-by. Monkeys often live in troops. Troop sizes can vary from a few individuals to over 100, depending on the species and habitat. They have an average weight ranging from 12 to 20 pounds. Have you ever wondered about the impact of monkeys on communities and the environment in the United States? First, let's explore the origins of where monkeys come from. In the 1930s, invasive monkey species were introduced into Florida in small numbers. Today, due to their strong adaptability and high reproductive rates, their populations have increased significantly. It is estimated that the number of monkeys in Florida could reach tens of thousands. The population explosion of monkeys has caused numerous issues for residents. They invade cities and residential areas, causing chaos and posing safety risks to people. Cities where they reside suffer significant impacts on infrastructure and residents' daily lives. Florida cities are most affected by the invasion of monkeys. Every year, damages caused by monkeys are estimated to be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. This not only inflicts economic losses, but also diminishes the quality of life and safety of the community. Residents may feel anxious and fearful about monkey invasions, especially when they become too close and disrupt their daily lives. The invasion of monkeys has caused many negative impacts on residents and tourists in the city of Florida. The economic damage caused by monkeys is significant. They often steal from residents and tourists, resulting in property damage and a sense of insecurity. Every year, the tourism industry in Florida loses millions of dollars due to the impact of monkeys, especially when tourists no longer want to visit heavily affected areas. The invasion of monkeys also causes traffic disorder in the city. They often appear on the streets, blocking traffic and creating the risk of accidents. This not only makes traveling difficult, but also threatens the lives and safety of traffic participants. To solve this problem, local authorities need to promote measures to control the monkey population and improve the management of their habitat. To control the influx of monkeys, the Florida government has enacted policies allowing citizens to use hunting tools to euthanize them in designated areas. However, this has sparked controversy, with some supporting it as a means to manage wildlife populations, while others oppose it, seeing it as cruel. To address this issue, encounters with wild monkeys often occur far from farms and cities to avoid impacting other animal species. In Florida, measures are implemented both during the day and at night. However, nighttime hunting remains challenging, as tracking and retrieving monkey carcasses are more difficult in low light conditions. Moreover, nighttime hunting poses risks due to limited visibility, potentially leading to accidents for hunters. Each hunting expedition requires hunters to obtain a valid invasive monkey hunting permit from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission (FWC). The permit is valid for 1 year and allows hunters to euthanize invasive monkeys statewide. Hunters are obligated to report the number of monkeys euthanized to the FWC within 48 hours after the hunting activity concludes. Reporting is essential for controlling the annual quota of monkeys hunted. Is culling monkeys an effective solution to control the invasive monkey population, or is it a controversial act that harms wildlife? Everyone is encouraged to share their thoughts and perspectives on this matter in the comments below. Monkey enthusiasts often oppose hunting, viewing it as a cruel and unjust action against animals. They may support alternative measures such as relocating monkeys to wilderness areas. However, some communities support hunting as a necessary measure to protect agriculture and ensure community safety. They argue that controlling the monkey population through hunting is the only way to address issues of invasion and damage. In summary, this issue not only impacts the environment and security, but also involves diverse perspectives that should be carefully listened to and discussed before making a decision. Are you a monkey lover? If you love them, please leave a comment with the number 1. If you don't love them, comment with the number 0. Thank you for watching the entire video. Please like and subscribe to the channel to watch the next videos.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.